many times have we done something, we had an idea that we just get clipped right away, or you realize 5 minutes into it, this isn't what you thought. This was everything I thought it was gonna be. When we first got started in the screen printing business, I owned a skateboard shop and a pizzeria. And my wife had an employee that worked for her, and his name was Jim. But what happened is, I went to pick Jim up one morning, and then his garage was cluttered full of equipment. I asked him what that stuff was, and Jim told me that that is his parents' screen printing business that they closed down, and they had this equipment. And I said, I'll give you $1,000 on one condition if you bring it over. They brought it over, they helped me set it up a little bit, and we were off. So I went out and I started selling screen printing stuff. Shirts, hats. I took on a shirt job that was 3,000 pieces. And so I started printing these shirts, and they started sticking to the board. The ink started sticking in the screen because the board was getting hot. I called like 12 screen printers that had auto shops. And I said, listen, this is the predicament I'm in. I finally get a hold of a shop. They said, listen, we'll do it for half. We'll split it. I was like, okay. So we go down there, right? And I'd never seen an automatic screen printer working. Man, I was watching this thing going. I was like, oh my God, man, this thing just kicks them out. And the guy did like 1,700 shirts in a morning, half of them. I was like, you get 1,700 shirts like that fast? It made me think, and I thought, you know what, I'm gonna get one of them automatic presses. So I was on a mission. And I got one, installed it, and it was an M&R. Well, we get this job, and I thought, you know what, I was sitting around there with a buddy of mine one night, and I thought, you know what, we had to turn that thing on. So him and I, it was me in the beginning, and then he was taking shirts off, and then you know what? We never thought about the end of the dryer. We were so excited this thing was going, like, right? You know, if you manual print, it's like, shh, or it's not, there's no shh, it's just you. You might make that noise. You're just pulling the squeegee, flashing it, pulling the squeegee. This thing, man, it was like, boom, boom, boom. We just sent them through the dryer. And then I was like, oh man, I went back to the dryer, they're on the floor, you know. I said, hey, we need one more person if we're gonna do this. The next day we hired somebody. It was just go, 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 go. And when I say go, I mean, we probably hit that year 300,000. Well, we were a little place. We were 23 foot wide by 70 foot long. That was our building. We'd have a truck parked outside. We'd block traffic for 45 minutes, and we'd unload 20,000 t-shirts, 25,000 t-shirts by hand. We would have an assembly line. My kids would come down, my kids' friends would come down, and the shirts were handed, right? It was an amazing time. I remember one time I thought, you know what? We need to buy ink in bulk. I don't know why we bought that ink. To this day, I need to get rid of some of that ink. I mean, I've had it for years, but it was just pure excitement. I can just say that we got M&R into our fold, and we've never looked back. I would call places and find out what they use. And I would ask them, what are the problems that you had? Would you buy again? How was the service? That's what's important to understand, is you're buying a package deal. You're buying service. More than the equipment, the service is the most important thing. When you talk to Rich Hoffman, you know that you're getting kind of the, when I say uncle, I mean, he's not old enough to be my uncle. You know that you're getting that uncle talk. You know, the stern, but hey, this is how it works. I remember he was sitting here with my wife, and no, actually they're on the floor. And my wife was like, Rich, I'm busy. And he goes, well, I'm not gonna be in your way. And she goes, I don't know, something's gotta change here. She goes, it just ain't gonna work. And he goes, that's what I'm here for, is to help. And my wife thought, yeah, what, put systems in place? She's thinking, help, what the hell? She, you know, my wife's thinking to herself, she told me later, she goes, I got stuff to do today. I'm all for the system down the road. But today I gotta hit the UPS truck, you know? So he's over there pulling shirts off of my son for about 40 minutes. I look out there, I'm talking to Lon Winters, right? And Lon's like, yeah, we're gonna move this, and you know, I think I'll tell you what, you got a good thing going here. I look out there, and there's Hoffman pulling shirts, right? I don't say anything. I'm like, okay. I look about 20 minutes later, he's still pulling shirts, and I'm sitting there thinking, my God, you know, I went out there. I said, what are you doing? He goes, I'm fine, we're getting it done. So, I mean, that's what M&R has done for us. You know, I mean, the equipment is great. I mean, we don't have any issues with it. We just don't. I don't know, you know, when they come to interview, I'm sitting there thinking, what am I going to tell them about the M&R equipment? There ain't a whole lot to tell them. It works.